Good evening, friends, family, administration, faculty, and students. Welcome to the Fall 2018 White Coat Ceremony. My name is Christopher Netley, and I am the chair of the Educational Advancement Committee, better known as EAC. As part of EAC, we communicate directly with faculty and administration on behalf of all students. Together, we resolve academic issues to help enhance our educational experience at Southern California University of Health Sciences. I'd like to thank you all for coming tonight as we gather here together to celebrate the accomplishments of these very diligent and hardworking students. I'd like to take a moment to welcome our presidential cabinet and a few of our esteemed faculty. Dr. John Springe, President of Southern California University of Health Sciences. Mr. Chuck Sweet, the President's Chief of Staff and VP for Operations. Dr. Cheryl Berman, Vice President for Academic and Student Affairs. Dr. Melissa Nagari, Vice President of SCU Health System and Chief Clinical Officer. Mr. John DeMichael, Vice President for Institutional Advancement. Mr. Tim Ferris, Vice President of Information Technology, Chief Information Officer. Dr. Jonathan Egan, Dean of Los Angeles College of Chiropractic. Miss Jenny Yu, Dean of College of Eastern Medicine. Dr. Michael Rantran, Dean of the College of Science and Integrated Health. Dr. Thomas Bodette, Chair, Department of Associated Clinical Sciences. From the Los Angeles College of Chiropractic, Dr. Jacqueline Barris, Director of the Spine Care Department and Spine Care Residency Program. And Dr. Anna Facchinato, Chair of the Clinical Education Department. From the College of Eastern Medicine, Dr. Henry Wong, Intern Chair of the Clinical Education Department of the College of Eastern Medicine. From the College of Science and Integrated Health, P.A. Carrie Hamatala, Program Director of Master of Science. Also from the College of Science and Integrated Health, P.A. Larson, Clinical Director, Assistant Professor, and Master of Science, And of course, I'd like to welcome our guests of honor, the Term 4 Master of Science Physician Assistant students, the Doctor of Acupuncture Chinese Medicine students, and the Term 7 Doctor of Chiropractic students. At this time, I would like to recognize the individuals who have served or are currently serving as ASB and EAC representatives. Please stand when your name is called. First, our ASB representatives. Adrian Andriovich. Karina Mendez. Tiffany Page. Evie Maguba. Angela Lee. Tina Nabafar. Sharon Montgomery. representatives. Daniel Corneo. Jay Sub. Shanna Hudgen. Nastasia Skolber. Lane Tran. Joel Backus. And Fernando Titus. And last but not least, our ASC president, former ASC vice chair, Kenneth Millstadt. Thank you all for your leadership. I would now like to introduce the president of Southern California University of Health Sciences, Dr. John Scrimmage. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate that. Would the students just stand up for a second? Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, welcome everybody. This is an exciting time. And students, you deserve it. You've earned it. Yeah. My name is John Syringe. I'm the president. I'm a doctor of chiropractic. I started at the Los Angeles College of Chiropractic 27 years ago. 9 years as president. And probably one of the best times of my career here was being a supervisor in the health system. It was the most enjoyable and exciting time for me. As an educator, it was a blank slate, a white canvas, because the teaching moments were whatever the patient brought in. And I fed off the knowledge of the students because we were a team. Wasn't this supervisor-student relationship, it was, we're in this together for the patient. And I've learned quite a bit from the students as well on nutrition, patient care, exercises, etc. Not adjusting, I was better than adjusting. But although I did have two rules. First is, whenever I entered a room, they were to give me the stool that they were sitting on, in the treatment room. And that was mostly because when they were reviewing the case, or I was coming in to interview or do a physical exam and asking questions, I wanted to be at or lower than the patient. I didn't want to appear to be intimidating over them. And the second rule was, if they ever go out for food, they better ask me if I want anything, right? That was the second rule. And is Dr. Davison in here? No, too bad. She was one of my interns, and she would have recited those two rules. Although she was a child prodigy. She was like 12, I think, when she was in. So I'd just like to give you, some advice. I've been there, done that, and was a supervisor, but always remember the patient comes first. Focus, regardless of what's going on in your life, what test, what personal problem or thing that you were just thinking of, the near miss accident that you just had when you drove in. The bottom line is just focus, remove all of that, and get in the moment for the patient. That's very important. It's okay to make mistakes. That's why you're in this position, right? To learn. You have a supervisor, you have other people around you to help you and guide you. I just ask that you commit not to make that same mistake again. That's what I ask. Ask for feedback, get help, regardless. Be a team player, confidence, but be humble. Just when you think you got it down, there's nothing as humbling as a patient when it comes in front of you and you can't figure out what's going on. Know other students' patients. In other words, know your peers' patients as well. This way you can help. This way when something happens, you have to stand in and see that patient that may be unannounced. And again, it will be on behalf of the patient. Listen to your patient, right? Don't just go from the chart. Ask questions. They're people. They know their condition better than anybody else, or the symptoms or the problems that they're going through. Find out what's going on in their life, their whole personal approach. It's not just about the knee or the cold or the low back pain. Take opportunities to teach yourself, whether it's within your peers, the patient, or if you have a chance to teach in the undergraduate classes, go ahead and do that and assist as well. There's nothing better than to know your subject area, to be able to teach that. And just remember that you're not alone. A lot of people have gone before you. You have your classmates and peers to help you. And finally, have fun. I just ask you to have fun. It's a great time, great learning experience. It's going to go by very, very fast for you. You're going to be probably in these seats before you know it during graduation. And I can't wait for that time. And when you go out to get something to eat, make sure you ask your supervisor if they want something to eat or drink. Best of luck to you all. I know you're going to do just an awesome job. And at this time, I'd like to introduce Dr. Cheryl Berman, the Vice President of Academic and Student Affairs. Thank you again, guys.
Thank you, Dr. Springe. I want to welcome and congratulate all of our SCU students and all their family and friends who've supported and helped these students to achieve their goals so far. We're here today to celebrate a very important transition. Our professional students are entering their clinical training. We're here for our white coat ceremony. Some people may ask, where did the white coat ceremony come from? Or maybe even, where did the white coat come from? Let me give you a few interesting facts. In the 19th century, to show respect for science and a more modern approach to medicine, physicians sought to represent themselves as scientists and began to wear the most recognizable symbol of science, the white laboratory coat. Since then, the white coat ceremony has been adapted to almost all terminal healthcare degrees, including physicians, physician's assistants, chiropractors, acupuncturists, physical therapists, occupational therapists, dentists, optometrists, pharmacists, and more. The white coat ceremony originated at the University of Chicago Pritzker School of Medicine in 1989. But in 1993, Dr. Arnold Gold, a teacher and neurologist, created the first full-fledged white coat ceremony at Columbia University College of Physicians and Surgeons in New York City. To our students, wearing the white coat for the first time is a tangible symbol of this extraordinary journey that you've begun and progressed through. It's a turning point where many feel that you truly start to feel like a clinician. To many, the image of wearing the white coat for the first time stays with you the rest of your life. At Southern California University, donning the white coat means you're committed to the guiding principles of SCU. Number one, excellence. We strive to be the best in everything we do. Leadership. We develop leaders to be thoughtful and compassionate individuals who will influence their professions and the communities they serve. Integrity. We value treating each other and every patient with respect, dignity, and integrity, and being truthful, fair, and accountable at all times. Evidence-based, outcome-focused. We value a culture of inquiry, assessment, research, and scholarship. Diversity. We embrace a diversity of ideas, beliefs, and cultures by providing a campus and clinic atmosphere that is supportive, safe, and welcoming to all. Today, our students in chiropractic, acupuncture and Chinese medicine, and physician assistant have the special honor of donning their white coat as they transition to their clinical training. We honor you today. It is now my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. Melissa Nagari, Vice President of SCU Health Systems and Chief Clinical Officer at Southern California University of Health Sciences.
As I was sitting there listening to Dr. Springe and Dr. Berman speak, that I probably should have asked them what they were going to talk about so that I wouldn't say anything redundant. But luckily, my speech is totally different, so it'll be fine. So SCU faculty members, staff, administration, and our guests of honor, the new clinical students from the SCU colleges of Eastern Medicine, Science and Integrative Health, and Los Angeles College of Chiropractic, and their family and friends. Thank you for giving me this honor of delivering the keynote speech at your white coat ceremony. Our guests of honor, the new SCU clinical students, have worked incredibly diligently to get to this point in their graduate education, and today is a day for them to take some time to celebrate their accomplishments before taking deep breaths and returning their collective focus to completing the durations of their training programs. Tonight is about you, our clinical students. And enjoy it, because tomorrow will again be first and foremost about the patients and the people that we serve. Our students, faculty, and staff do an amazing job supporting SCU's mission and vision on a daily basis. People know their daily roles and functions and execute them in accordance with SCU's culture and valued behaviors. Faculty teach in their respective subject matters and provide patient care. Our staff members perform functions from admissions to business operations to maintaining the campus facilities. Our students study, attend classes, study, care for patients, and study some more. Because people are typically quite focused on their day-to-day tasks, I'd like to take some time this evening to take a couple steps back and focus on the bigger picture of why we are all here today. A few years back, SCU engaged with a company to perform a marketing analysis. One of the questions we set out to answer was, why do the students who come to SCU decide to do so? Are they first and foremost looking for high-paying careers, prestige, personal knowledge and growth? It turned out that the primary reason SCU students cited for coming for a graduate education at SCU was to help people. Other factors, of course, played a role as well. However, the fact remained, the number one motivating factor for our students is to help people. This revelation could not have made me happier. We are presently in a situation in the United States where people are in dire need of help. As a country, we spend trillions of dollars on healthcare. That's more than twice as much as other wealthy countries. And our health outcomes, from life expectancy to infant mortality to incidence of cancer, obesity, diabetes, and heart disease, are inferior to those countries that are spending far less than we are here. This is not to say that all U.S. citizens are receiving standard care. There's plenty of high quality care around. However, there is undeniably alarming variability in the overall quality, access to, and cost of care across the US population. And the macro level trend is that we as a country are spending an exorbitant amount of money on healthcare and seeing less than ideal results. These facts are the driving force behind why we are doing what we do at SCU. We are transforming and redefining healthcare and healthcare education. The US healthcare system is broken. It is in crisis. The amount of money we are spending on healthcare is unsustainable, and our nation's health outcomes are dismal. Healthcare and healthcare education must be transformed and redefined, and this is exactly what we're doing at SCU. Enter the million-dollar question. How? Well, there are 26 key mechanisms involved, and I will spend the next hour explaining each. Just kidding. There's only two main components to our model, and it won't take me that long to talk about them. And you'll be able to get back to your celebrations before our clinics open at 9 a.m. tomorrow, and we might even be able to see the last part of the Philly-Atlanta game. But I forgot to set my fantasy lineup, and I'm kicking myself. So, the two things. SCU's solution for transforming and redefining healthcare and healthcare education is value-based, integrative healthcare. This is a combination that's very unique to SCU. We're only one of a few institutions or practices pursuing this combination, both nationally and internationally, so we're really pioneers in this respect. What does value-based integrative healthcare mean? Value in healthcare is basically bang for your buck. As previously mentioned, as a country, we're not getting a good bang for our buck as far as healthcare is concerned, since we're spending a lot of money, but the results aren't great. At SCU, we believe that in order to fix healthcare, value must be very much on the radar of all stakeholders involved. These include patients, payers such as insurance companies, and the people who are providing the services, the healthcare professionals. We must deliver healthcare that brings the optimum bang for our collective bucks. And then on the integrative piece next, what is integrative healthcare? It has 4 key aspects. It's informed by evidence, emphasizes the importance of the patient or person-provider relationship, takes a holistic approach and treats people as a whole, not just a collection of symptoms. And integrative healthcare makes use of all appropriate therapeutic approaches, disciplines, and modalities in an integrated manner. All of you clinical students have been training in the 4 aspects of integrated healthcare during your time at SCU, and you will continue to train in these in the clinical setting. The last component, making use of all appropriate therapeutic approaches, disciplines, and modalities in an integrated manner, could also be summarized as team-based interprofessional care. As you all know, you've been receiving an interprofessional education where students from different graduate programs have been sharing many core courses and learning from, with, and about each other. Now you'll be applying the interprofessional education you've been receiving to patient care and interprofessional practice. This is something SCU has actually been doing since 1911, when we were founded by doctors licensed in osteopathic medicine, chiropractic, and naturopathic medicine, and that SCU has continued to improve and evolve over the years as we have continued to add programs and improve our interprofessional education and practice models. But simply providing patient care in a team-based and professional setting is not sufficient to satisfy that aspect of integrative healthcare. The other key factor is providing that care in an integrated manner. This is where SCU's integrative model circles back to and syncs with the value-based healthcare focus, the bang for your buck part. At SCU, we organize our interprofessional teams around the specific needs of all patients and people we serve, and develop integrated care pathways to clearly define to all members of the team the guidelines for determining how to help people get the right service or provider at the right time. This allows us to maximize the bang for the buck, aka value, we bring to our patients and the healthcare system, because it puts the patients at the center of the care, increases efficiencies, and maximizes patient satisfaction and clinical outcomes. It also decreases things like redundancy, waste, and unnecessary services, which drive up costs. As I mentioned, SCU is among a handful of pioneers undertaking this value-based integrative approach, just as we were pioneers of interprofessional education and practice back in 1911. Now, clinical students, it's your turn to join the ranks of SCU's long line of pioneering integrative providers and work alongside SCU faculty, staff, and administration to transform and redefine healthcare and healthcare education. I'm so happy to have you guys on board. Now I would like to ask Dr. Jacqueline Barris, Dr. Anna Kakinato, Dr. Henry Wong, PA Carrie Homatov, PA Ashley Larson, and Dr. Thomas Bodette to please come forward for the coding of the students entering their clinical clerkship.
Will the students in the Master of Science Physician Assistant program about to receive their white coats and enter the clinical clerkship please rise and come forward? Nicole Mesriani. Doris Yagu. Rebecca Giola. Tiffany Wong. Michelle Asagi. Tambi Denani. Adam Marinucci. Madison Bolt. Dylan Randolph. Adrian Andriovich. Jeff J. Elliott. Karen Monzano. Gabriel Smith. Stephen Woolweaver. Alexander Gilardi. Daniel Alejandro Corneo. Basilio Ruiz. Anthony Alonso Favo. Michael Farley. Jay Sub. Virgil Munoz. Elisa Reyes Olsen. Christine Tran. Lee Din. Julia Solis. Yvonne Christine Mangubat. Megan Gabriella Simmons. Christina Washington. Lauren Cooper. Christy Rose Jackson Shavoya. Amy Hartwell. Karina Mendez. Tiffany Paige Zagan. Will the Doctor of Acupuncture and Chinese Medicine students about to receive their white coats and enter their clinical clerkship please rise and come forward? Natasia Stolberg. Shanna Hudson. Angela Lee. Will the Doctor of Chiropractic students about to receive their white coats and enter their clinical clerkship?
I saw you up there, but you heard after you walked in right. Not bad,
James Lee. Noe Lund. Andrew Gilly Rosner. Jarrell Hampton. Joel Max. Anna Whitney. Carly Terry. Victoria Simpson. Joshina Crockett Espinosa. Andrea Sandoval.
I'm gonna avoid you.
Monica Camille Hanna. Elledge Anderson.
Long drive. You took the wrong. With the wrong. That was stressful.
Ariana Bignoni. Diego Bignoni.
Take your seats, please. Sit down, please.
She's okay, don't worry. You're okay, don't worry.
Connor Alexander Fairley. Andre Allen. Daniel Ramos Delgado. Tiffany Wright. Tina Navarro. Cameron Montagari.
Let's hang in. We need to go jump around here.
Jonathan Ujani. Brown Hales. Drew Mallmeister. Nathan Knight. Kenneth Grant Littlestown. Michael Martinez. Xiao Tai. Roy Hughes. Wayne Kuo. Jared Koropius. Hunter Ford. Anthony Silva. Joseph Valdez. Justin Tools.
Yeah, you know they were asking me. Let's go. If you were ready, I would have taken you.
Carissa Shahidi.
You're getting the car back.
Stephanie Peacock. Sharon Montgomery. Nisha Saka. Leilani Schreiber. Dawn Constantine. Kyle Hensler. Lacey Benanzi. Fernando Titus. Alex Dumas. Ramses Patron. Brian Adelio Serrano. Brian Romero. Lane Tran. Sarah Van Dyke. Amber McCallum. Ashton Nelson. Ali Stevens. Sheldon Clyber. Alexandra Bonilla. Lydia Burgess. Carissa Douglas. Raymond Adams. Arcia Portigal. Connor Knox. Mustafa Rashoni. Sean Tabrizi. Anthony Riscala. Joanne Felix Tellez. Marisol Almada. Juan Pablo Almada. I would now like to invite Dr. Jonathan Egan, Dean, Los Angeles College of Chiropractic, Dean Jenny Yu, College of Eastern Medicine, and Dr. Michael Rancharan, Dean, College of Science and Good Health, to approach the podium to deliver the clinical clerkship oath.
Will all students entering their clinical clerkship please rise and repeat after us. Now, as I transition into clinical clerkship, I solemnly promise that I will, to the best of my ability, serve humanity, caring for the sick, promoting good health, and alleviating pain and suffering. I recognize that the practice of my discipline is a privilege with which comes considerable responsibility, and I will not abuse my position as a student.
I will train with integrity, humility, honesty, and compassion, working with my fellow doctors and other colleagues to meet the needs of my patients. I shall never intentionally do or administer anything to the overall harm of my patients. I will not permit considerations of gender, race, religion, political affiliation, sexual orientation, nationality, or social standing to influence my duty of care.
I will assist my patients to make informed decisions that coincide with their own values and beliefs. I will uphold patient confidentiality and professional ethics of practice. I will recognize the limits of my knowledge as a clinical clerk and seek to maintain and increase my understanding and skills. By confiding in my supervising doctors and other colleagues, I make this declaration solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. Congratulations. You may be seated. I would like to invite Dr. Cheryl Berman, Vice President of Academic and Student Affairs, back to the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Amshurin. Congratulations again to our chiropractic team. I want to spend the final minutes of our white coat ceremony with you to reflect upon your continuing journey. Let me lovingly remind you that you're here because you've chosen to dedicate your life to healing and promoting wellness. You're here because you've chosen to be a pioneer in the integrative model of healthcare and to make a difference in the world. As you begin your practice your life's work, you will be challenged daily to learn, to apply your knowledge to critically think and to embrace the ideals of an integrative health practitioner. From here on out, for every step forward, your education is not about you anymore. It's about your patients, your colleagues, and the future of healthcare. It's no longer learning information for an exam. It's understanding how each piece of information and every connection can affect or help your patients and promote wellness individually and within your community. And as you're forging a new path to health and wellness, don't forget about your own wellness. As you might advise your patients every day, take some time to do something that brings you joy. Be present and be mindful with all you do. On behalf of all the faculty and staff at Southern California University, know that we believe in you. You are strong. You are capable. You have a gift to bring forward. And we wish you every success as you make this important step in your education. We thank you all for coming. We give our warmest wishes to our students as they begin this important phase of their educational journey. Travel safe and enjoy the evening. Thank you.